Hello everybody, my name is Ndlovu and I am new to Book Talk, so I'm hoping that a whole lot of people are gonna find me because I don't want to be lonely. I want to read with a whole lot of people. So let's just get this started. I'm a little bit awkward. Let's just get that out of the way. I can be a bit awkward at times, and so just go with it. Just go with it. Why did you start this channel? Well, the truth is I've been going through the most. For the past couple of months I've been going through the most. So this is not my first YouTube channel, but I am new on booktube. I decided to open a new channel with Love D because my name is D Selani, which means to persevere. It's a Shanghai name because I'm a South African girl. But yeah, it's just been hard, especially from like June to December, and I found myself in a huge reading slump because a lot of changes. I had to move from the city to the village. See, this is the outside of our village, as you can hear. Sometimes there are chickens in the background. Now it's just birds, but it's mostly chickens, cows, and everything else in between. But a lot has changed, and it's been a struggle for me to kind of like adapt to the changes. And so that put me in a forever reading slump. So from like June or July until now I've struggled to read, and so I thought to myself, why don't I just start booktube and find like-minded people and share books. Maybe that will encourage me to read more, even though I don't feel like reading at times, especially at this present moment. Anyway, let's go to the second question. What unique things are you bringing to booktube? Unique. Well, look, I used to be a non-fiction reader. So as a child, I used to read a whole lot of fiction. When I grew up a bit, I started reading non-fiction, and a couple of years ago, about 3 years ago, I started falling in love with fiction again. So right now I'm trying to figure myself out, and so I don't know if this is unique, but I'm just a novice, I'm figuring myself out within the reading space. So I haven't figured myself out. I do not read 100 books a year. No, I don't. I'm still figuring myself out. For now, I like a whole lot of historical fiction. Historical fiction is my vibe. And this year I've been reading a whole lot of African literature. So every year it's something different. Last year it was a whole lot of historical fiction. Actually, it was just historical fiction and a couple of like romance books. This year it's been a whole lot of African literature. So I just want to discover, So being here, I know that you guys are gonna recommend books to me. I'll find my feet within the reading community. For now, I've been on Book Talk and I've been loving it. The book lovers community is the best. It's very welcoming, very encouraging, and so I love it. What are you most excited for this channel? Discovering different kinds of readers, different kinds of books, and just finding my feet. Nje. Well, nje is very South African. Just finding my feet within the reading community. No, actually not within the reading community. Finding my feet within literature. Finding my feet within literature. What book or series got you into reading? Look, as a kid, I read Sweet Valley High or Sweet Valley Twins, and I loved The Chocolate Factory and all of that. But then right now that I'm rediscovering fiction, I would say the first book was Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult. Hey, I was hooked. I was just hooked, and the twists and turns in the end, I was like, what? I loved it so much. That just got me so excited to keep on reading, and I just went in, after reading. I think I read it around the first quarter of last year. After that, I was like, you know what? I just have to read, and I didn't look back. I have not looked back since, until my reading slump that started in July. But another book was also The Covenant of Water. 740-page book, my first longest book ever, and I loved it. This year, I would say A Little Life. It wrecked me. It totally wrecked me. Like, it had me. It wrecked me. What questions would you like to ask other YouTubers or booktubers? Recommend some books. Guide me towards the good books. Tell me what to read. Tell me what's out there that's great that I can also read. You know, that's all I want from you. Just push me towards the right direction when it comes to reading. That's all I want. What challenges do you think will be the hardest to overcome this channel? As I said, or as the the title of this video says, my life is wrecked a little bit, and so yeah, I sometimes go through moments and just depressive episodes where I just don't want to do anything, where I use all the energy I have. So I'm a mom, and being a mom and a reader can be a little bit tricky because you never really have the time to read, right? You have to make the time. Like, you really, I'm a mom of 4, so I really, with like a toddler and a preschooler, so like I really need to make time. And so during those episodes that I go through, all the energy I have is to make sure that I'm clean, to make sure that my kids are clean, and that they are fed and safe. And that's it. I don't take phone calls. I don't pick up a camera. I don't pick up a book. I just use all the energy I have for my survival and my kids' survival. And so that would be the biggest challenge, that during that time I'm not reading, I'm not picking up cameras, I'm not filming anything. So yeah, kind of like sad. When did you start reading? Apparently when I was 4 years old. When I was 4 years old, I had pneumonia. I did have pneumonia, but they took me to the hospital, and when we came back, I was like, I need to go to the toilet. I was 4, I wasn't going to school yet. I started school at 5. And they said I started reading from the detergent boxes and bottles and everything else. Apparently I was sounding out the words, and from there on I started picking up any book that was in the house, and I started reading stuff that was even beyond my my comprehension, I guess, and kind of like eased myself into it. I don't know how I learned, because nobody told me, but I started reading at 4. Started reading my mother's books, any book that I saw. I used to live in a house with like a whole lot of people, my aunts, me, you know the African family where it's just like everybody and their aunts, yeah. So I used to read their books that they had lying around the house, and from there I used to read encyclopedias for fun. I'm an introvert, so so I used to read encyclopedias for fun, and yeah, I think it just carried on, and I started reading fiction at one point. No, I read fiction at one point and then dropped that for non-fiction, and now I'm back to fiction again. Where do you read? Right now, in bed. I love reading in public. I love going to like a restaurant and just blocking all the noise and just reading. But because I'm a mom, 2 kids go to school too, are homeschooled vibes, I don't have the time, so I read in bed. When everybody goes to sleep, I'll take like 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe read, and first thing in the morning while everybody's still sleeping, I'll read. So for now, mostly in bed, but when I can, when I get like that 1 hour or 2 hours, I'll go and read at a restaurant, because I love reading in public. The last one, what does your book collection look like? All I can say is that I have bought more books than I've read. Like probably 80% of the books I've bought, I haven't read yet, and I'm still building my library. As I said, I recently moved, and so my library is in shambles. All my books are in boxes right now, but I would love to build my library and just make it look all bright and shiny, all color coded and everything else. But as I said, I'm still figuring myself out within this space, and so yeah, we'll see how that goes. It's still developing. What does your book collection look like? It's developing, it's growing, it's developing. It will someday take shape, but for now it's developing. Anyway, thank you so much for clicking on and watching my video. I'm hoping that I'm gonna have a whole lot of fun.